Okay, Reefing fam, what's up? I got to show you a tank here that is very special. If you find yourself with maybe a spare 15,000 euros lying around and you don't know what to do with it, you may want to take something like this home. What does that mean, 15,000 euros? It's about 22,000 American? No, maybe 20,000 American, closer to 25,000 Canadian. But that can get you this entire setup, acrylic custom aquarium from New Wave with the lights. The most impressive thing to me really is the sump and the plumbing. So I'm going to give you a little walkthrough and tell you what I think about it. I'll start on the back. First of all, about 5 feet this way, 24 inches, 24 inches. They use a special bonding technique. I'm actually going to head over to their factory in Germany 2 days from now to go check them out. These guys do some serious builds. If you want a smaller aquarium like this would be considered smaller, or you want maybe a 50,000 gallon setup for your zoo that you happen to own, there's really no limit. They do absolutely insane builds. You can check them out on Instagram. It's called New Wave Aquarium Concepts, and they're out of Germany. Okay, let me start on the back end because the plumbing's pretty cool. I really like the overflow. Super sleek. I've never seen this central return. I'm used to seeing not that. Very clean, very sexy, and I love how this is exposed. So typically you'll have your pipe completely covered like this, your PVC or ABS or whatever you're using, but here is clear, which is pretty cool. You can actually see the water flowing. We have our unions, a Spears gate valve, which is great because you're able to fine tune it and get this Herbie style overflow absolutely silent. You're not going to get any gurgling, any sound, any noise. Double drain, which is what you want, and then the return coming up through the middle. I'm going to show you in a second this. It's very unusual. And this is also something I've never seen on a tank before. It's hidden in the back, so I'm not sure how you would access it because it's, if you put this up against a wall or something, but I really like it regardless, is a brick holder for your power supplies, because this is something that comes with the hobby. You plug in your radions, your skimmer, your pumps, controllers, you're gonna have these power bricks, and you're usually gonna have more than one, especially on a system of this size. So they've thought about where you're gonna put them. If it was me, maybe I would have put them a little bit higher. It's gonna be ugly. I'm not really sure how you're gonna access them, but it's really smart. They've really, thought about everything on this tank. I love that there's unions everywhere. If you ever have to disconnect something, that's key, very easy to unplug. This looks like it's probably the controller for the LED lights that are built into the stand. Let me jump around the other side and show you some of the cool features this sump has too. This is really a dream setup, and that's what they call it. It's from Royal Exclusive. They've done a partnership here with this company, New Wave, and they make probably some of the best acrylic products on the market. Royal Exclusive, their skimmers, I think there's really no other. If you're looking for the absolute best with the Red Dragon DC controllable pump, this is pretty cool. We have built-in dosing containers, and there's actually 8 of them. I've never seen that before. So they have, let me see how I can explain this. There's 4 on the bottom, which are these larger ones, which you would typically fill up with like your calcium, alkalinity, magnesium. Maybe you want some 2 Little Fishies Acro Power or Nopox. But then let's say your smaller trace elements, if you decide you want to dose iodine, strontium, potassium, you have 4 on top and then another 4 on the bottom. It's really unusual and it's really cool. I like how it's graded out here on the front. You have it in liters because we are in Europe. I'll go ahead and put this back before I break it because I know this part is very expensive. Again, somewhere in the range of 20 grand-ish, which is really, if you think about it, not that bad. If you go out and build something like this on your own, to get a custom tank, stand, sump, skimmer, filter floss roller, containers, built-in ATO, at this quality, you're going to be around that price range anyways. I'm absolutely in love with this filter floss roller and this box. It's so satisfying to press this button. I probably shouldn't be touching it because I haven't asked anyone to shoot this video, but I'm going to do it anyways. It's just a very satisfying click. We have on top of the sump, all of this is routed out, so you have tops to prevent evaporation on this compartment, on your skimmer compartment, on your return pump compartment, on all of it. It's all really neat. It really appeals to this OCD side of me, and I really like this. Look at this. It's completely unnecessary but nice added touch is the Royal Exclusive cloth. This thing is super soft. Again, I've never seen this, so it's really nice. You have actually built-in DC controller holders, like these ports with these really nice overbuilt titanium screws. It just gives a really nice added touch and keeps everything super clean and orderly. We have double power bars mounted on the side for safety, which is really important. If God forbid you ever have a leak, you're okay because you're only going to have wet floors and maybe an angry partner, but you're not going to have wet electrical components, which is really important. This is routed almost perfectly to here. It fits in really nicely. And then this is something I've never seen. It's a little unusual, but it's cool the way they've done it. The return pump is in here, so I'll show you. You have a built-in reactor as well, and I really like how the reactor is hidden. Usually your reactor is going to be it's going to be exposed. You're going to see it with wiring coming through, at least the hoses, but this is hidden right inside. Now look at the return pump. It starts over here, and then it's going to go over this way, and it actually shoots through the ATO, all the way through, and then there's your check valve. So water isn't going to head back in the case of a power outage. A 90, a 90, a 90, so it's got a lot of bends. It's quite complicated, but the end result is really neat because you don't actually see any sort of hose that you would traditionally see come up and looping, kind of like on a Red Sea or water box. Everything is really neat and hidden. Over here, I've also never seen this. We have titanium dosing line holders. There's 8 of them, and it's just, perfect. Just so satisfying. I guess there's 8 because you can have up to 8 things that are dosing over here, and then you have your lines come over and connect to these, and then they drop down perfectly right where you want them, right where the return is, so you're getting basically mixing. As it drops down this line, it's going to hit your return pump, and inevitably it's going to get mixed with the water and then shot up to your tank. I can't really see how you would, improve on the design. This is basically near perfection. This is a nice little added touch. Again, completely unnecessary, but really, really cool. You can change the lights here that are built into the sump. Not cheap. This is not for the faint of heart, but that's what comes with Royal Exclusive. It's in the name. It's really a really sweet setup. And again, if you want to see more of the work done by these guys, New Wave Concepts, or just stick around, because in 2 days we're going to head over to Germany and we're going to do a video with them in the factory. We're going to see how they started. We're going to learn how they make these acrylic tanks, how they bond to perfection. It's done in an oven, and that should be really cool to share with you guys. If you like the channel, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys back here on the next episode of Fragbox TV.